guys, it's Cassie here, and if you are here, then that means that you've decided to like, subscribe, follow our page, the Bluegrass family. I just wanted to do a little introduction to me and my husband and our family. My husband doesn't really like being in front of the camera, and it is a little bit different for me too, but my mom gave me some good advice, and she told me to talk to the camera just like I would be talking to a friend, so that's going to take some getting used to, but I'm just going to talk to you guys like I would talk to you in person. I wanted to start this page because we've really grown our hobby farm. We've started this hobby farm a few years ago. Really, whenever we moved into this house in 2021, we bought 19 acres, and it's been mainly wooded. My husband has been working really hard to clear it and to make pasture so that we can raise some farm animals. And so that's really our goal right now, is to just get some pasture ready and to get some animals. We would love to have some milk goats and some pigs and some other animals along the way. We have been raising meat chickens for several years now, so we ordered those in the spring, and they'll be here in the next few weeks. And we raise those for 8 weeks, from baby chicks up to a full-grown meat chicken. And then my husband processes those here on our land. He does it all by himself. He has everything he needs to process the chicken. So all of our chicken that we eat, we raise ourselves. So that's really exciting, and that's something that really changed the way that I viewed our food. He started researching that several years ago and then just decided to do it. I do want to give you guys a little bit of a tour of what we have going on here on our property, but I want to talk about the different things that we are doing so that you know. And we're not experts at all. We honestly learned all of this from watching videos ourselves, and it just inspired us to try new things. So that's really where we're at with it. We're still learning, and it's a process and a journey, and we have a lot to learn, a lot more to understand about all of it, but we wanted to just bring you guys along for the ride. A lot of our family and friends will ask us questions about different things, and so we just thought that this would be a good way to kind of bring you all in and show you all what we're doing. So we do, like I said, we do the meat chickens in the spring. I believe he's done them in the fall too, but basically when we get the chickens, we put them in a chicken tractor that my husband built. And we move them every single day. So that way that they're getting a lot of bugs from the grass and things like that, and they're just a lot healthier. We do feed them grain as well, but or whatever food that it is that he feeds them, but but they do eat a lot of the bugs from the grass, and I just feel that they're healthier because we're raising them ourselves. And then we also have 40 laying hens. When we very first started with chickens, we just had like 5 or 6. And that was about 7 years ago when my oldest was like a year old. We started to get chickens, and that was probably the gateway. I'd say that's probably the gateway for a lot of people whenever they get into this type of stuff, is they might get a chicken or two in their backyard and build a little chicken coop. And then one year they might decide, oh, I'm going to grow some vegetables in some containers on my patio. And then they get bit by the bug and it doesn't stop. So that's kind of how it was with us. That's what happened with my husband, really, and I was a little bit later trying to, really understand all of these different things he was reading about and getting interested in, and it's been fun watching him get excited about this stuff. So we do the meat chickens, we do the laying hens. Like I said, we have 40 of those. That's more than enough to feed our family. There's only 5 of us. We have 3 children, so we have more than enough fresh eggs, and we do sell those periodically if we have extra that we don't need to our friends and our family here where we live. So that's very local. We don't sell them anywhere else. But anyways, we also do a vegetable garden. And so that's something that I'm really focusing on this year, is trying to grow the vegetables that I know that we're going to use. And so I know that we use a lot of tomato products, and I like to make, my sweet neighbor taught me to make homemade sauerkraut, which was so fun last year. My brother gave me some really big cabbages, and we chopped those up and made homemade sauerkraut, and that was just such a fun thing to learn how to do, and she is so smart with all of that. And she was kind enough to show me how to do it, and she also showed me how to make apple butter, so that was really exciting. And so there's a lot of other techniques that people use to preserve their food with fermenting and canning and freezing, and so that is something this year that I really want to dive into. I feel like I'm at the place now where I know enough about seed starting and gardening, and I can kind of plan for what I know that we'll actually eat and use. So the green beans, the corn, the tomatoes, the cabbage, the broccoli, the cucumbers, all of that is stuff that I know that we'll actually eat and use, and I don't want to, do anything that I know we're just gonna not really use. So I'm going to do the vegetable garden this year and hopefully learn to do a lot of the canning and the preserving for that. And also last year we grew a wildflower pasture, just a little area, really not a pasture, but a small area of wildflowers, and that was really, really fun. We enjoyed that so much, and the reason we did that is actually because my husband invested in a few beehives. So we've got 2 beehives. He bought a hive and then he caught a hive. And so he's really getting into trying to learn how to do some beekeeping things. And we know that the flowers really help with the bees and also the garden. So that was really exciting. And then this year we're still working on clearing it. It's going to be a long process of trying to get everything cleared. We probably have 4 or 5, maybe 6 acres that are actually cleared that we can use. And last year, probably about 6 months ago, maybe a little more, we didn't buy them, actually they were given to us, but we got 4 goats. And so really the thing with that was my mom had these goats, and she really just didn't want to keep them anymore. She enjoyed them as pets really and everything, but they just were moving out of that phase and into something else. So we took the goats, and we thought we'd put them to good use and let them eat down some of the vegetation and the undergrowth where we have a wooded area. So they've done a good job doing that, and they've kept it all ate down and everything. But of course, like I said, you get a gateway like the chickens, and you start reading about things. And so after we got the goats, I was like, I would really like to have either a milk cow or a milk goat. And the reason I want a milk cow or a milk goat is just to get involved with making either my own buttermilk or my own butter, cheeses, drinking the milk. I really want to do that. So I'm really interested in kind of more of what we can use with these animals and things, and what I can do in the kitchen. That's kind of my area that I really like to dive into. So I'll be sharing a lot of that stuff. And as far as Dave goes, he'll probably be doing a lot of working. He's the hands and muscle behind all of these projects that happen here, and he does so much of it himself. And it's a lot of work, and he puts in a lot of time. And he's really, really made a big dent in this property and changed so much of it. I'll walk you all around and show you all everything, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'll try to dig up some old pictures of what it looked like before he started clearing. That way you can actually see how overgrown that it was. Where our house is at, it was really like the woods was kind of coming in on our house, and there wasn't a lot of cleared land to be able to do anything. So last year, I think it was either last spring or the spring before, I can't remember, or fall, he purchased several nut trees and several blueberry bushes and raspberry bushes and grapevines. So this year, I believe we'll actually get some fruit from those things that he's planted. So I'm really excited about making some jams and jellies and things like that. And then the lady that we actually purchased the property from, she had thrown out some old peaches scraps into the woods, and we've got like 4 or 5 peach trees that have just grown. So Dave actually went through and he pruned those back this year. So we're hoping that maybe we'll get some peaches. We don't know, but so we've got the peach trees, we have apple trees, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all of that will hopefully be producing here in the next few years. So it's kind of just a patient waiting process. So that's really what we have going on right now. I've probably forgotten something, but over the next few weeks we will be getting our baby chicks for our meat chickens, and that's going to be an exciting process to share. Because honestly, if you have even a small amount of property, you could raise maybe 5-6 meat birds. And we do 30. He does 30. He does 30. And we use that chicken. We use it fast. And he's also a hunter, so he'll deer hunt. So mainly what we eat is deer meat and chicken. Occasionally we might buy a pig or something like that from one of the places here locally, but we eat a lot of deer and chicken, which the deer meat is very lean. It's really healthy for you, so that's good. And the chicken, we obviously raise it, so we know it's good for us. And then our eggs from our chickens. So if I share recipes, a lot of it will be things, around those particular items. So this is going to be an exciting season. This is the kickoff. Spring is always fun. It's a new, fresh start to things, and we figured this will be the perfect time to kick off this page and our channel and just start videoing and sharing our life and how our kids are involved in what we do, just how we do what we do. And we might be doing a lot of videoing and maybe not a lot of talking, but I'll try to share some of me explaining things, and Dave doesn't really like to explain things too much to the camera, but I'll do my best to kind of explain everything to you all. But I really just wanted to just explain talk about our farm, talk about what we're doing, talk about what we hope to do. Like I said, we'll be getting those meat chicks in the mail, and I'll share that with you all. And here in the next few weeks, we'll also be getting a few pigs. Now, we've never done pigs, ever. This is new to us. So the milk goat and the pigs, we've had goats, but not milk goat. Maybe one milk goat. And we've never done pigs before. So this is just a trial and error process. It's just stuff that we're interested in maybe learning. Just like with the beehives, those are really hit and miss. My husband doesn't want to feed them a lot, and just he's still learning, and we're learning how the hives work and what we need to do to keep those healthy. And so it's just a process. And also you have to be okay with not getting it right all the time, and we are. We've definitely tried many things and failed. So we'll just share all of that with you all. We'll share our family life, and we hope you follow along and you get inspired to try some of these things yourselves. Like I said, many things that we're doing you can do on an acre of land, maybe less. Growing a small garden or a small herb garden, or putting a few fruit trees or fruit bushes out in 5 years. That's really gonna make a difference in your property and just make you a little bit more self-sufficient. And then of course, like I said, the meat chickens really don't require that much space either if you wanted to do just a few. So all of that is fun. If you're interested in this type of stuff, that's what we'll be sharing here on our channel and on our page. We're happy to share it with you guys, and we hope that we can learn along the way. If you all have tips, or if you're doing something, we'd be happy for you to share those with us, in the comments or however you want to share it with us. We have a lot to learn, like I said, still. So we're just happy you're here, and we appreciate you guys following along on this journey with us.